Howdy, howdy. How is everyone doing? It's sure a pretty day here in the uh, far north part of Wyoming in the mountains. It cooled off today. Is high of only about 78 where I'm at. And I know the rest of the country's burning up, but all I know to tell you is get out of the south, and that, if you don't, that's what you get. Well, today's topic I'm going to talk about today is I guess it's that time of year where people are my channel's kind of spiking at the moment. People are looking at some of my older uh, podcasts that are on this channel from 2 years ago, back when I was only 2 years sober, and now I'm almost at 4 years sober. And it never fails when people find that, if they're noobs, they like to come attack me and tell me how wrong I am and that I most absolutely am an alcoholic when I'm absolutely not an alcoholic. And there's this myth or a lie. I don't know if it's a lie or a myth. There's this old saying that says, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. And I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. I don't know where it started. Maybe it's not a lie. Maybe it's a myth. A myth is something people say that may or may not be true, that they don't mean to say it, with the intention of making it a lie. They just simply think it's true. That's why I picked the thumbnail that I picked for today's live. Is you ever played that game when you're little kids where you whisper something in someone else's ear? Some people call it telephone. You whisper like the the weather's beautiful outside. You whisper that to somebody, and they whisper it to someone else, and then they whisper it to someone else, and it goes all the way around the room after it goes through the 20 or 30 people, and it comes back as something completely different than the weather's nice outside. It gets changed up. And I, like many of you, have heard that same thing forever since before I even started drinking. Ever in my life, I'd heard that. Once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. I was like, okay, well, that doesn't really apply to me because I don't drink anyway. This was years when I was a kid. But as I got older, started having a problem with it and trying to drown my problems with alcohol, I started thinking about that. I thought, well, apparently I've got a problem, so I guess once I'm an alcoholic, I'm always alcoholic. But I never did do AA. And I've talked about this in the past, and before I get started, I do want to say this. By no means am I completely shitting on AA. I am forever grateful for Bill W. and the vision that man had, I don't know what, 100 years ago, something like that. The AA people could tell you exactly, but since I was never in AA, I wouldn't know. There's a lot of stuff about AA that I don't know because I've never been. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. I did go to a couple meetings about 6 months ago, but not because I had a problem. It's I'm not going to say why I just went, and I'm fine with going. And again, I'm not here to completely crap on AA. However, I would like an answer to this question from the AA people who, for whatever reason, feel like they got to come up and get all up in my grill when they watch a 2-year-old video of mine when I'm saying, hi, welcome to the Recovered Podcast. My name is Caleb Lever, and I'm no longer an alcoholic. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. So why did so many people feel the need to come get up in my grill and say, that's not right, Caleb? You are an alcoholic because once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. And I'll say, no, actually not. No, that's not. They want to argue with me. Well, maybe you should do some research, Caleb. Maybe you should go read some AA Bill W stuff and find out the truth about alcoholism, because they haven't said this directly. You're spreading misinformation. Well, I'm not claiming to have all the answers, but I do know this. I'm glad that Bill W. had the foresight years ago to acknowledge a very large problem in the world, which is alcohol consumption of humans, because it is a huge problem. However, I simply think that I found a better way. And also, I'm going to say this: my way, though it is similar to Bill W., it's a lot different. But I'm not even, I call it my way, but I don't claim to be the very first person to ever come up with this way. I'm quite certain other people have just come up with this on their own independently of me or other people. I'm somewhat intelligent, but I'm not that smart. I don't claim to be able to patent something like this, like no one's else ever come up with this way. But my way is different than Bill W., and I'm going to talk about why. I would give the Bill W. AA way a solid B minus. Certainly a passing grade. Certainly gets people off of alcohol. Most certainly saves families and people lots of money from not buying alcohol. Saves their livers and their kidneys and their gullet from consuming alcohol. Much like a doctor that was probably one of the worst in his class. He got a B minus. He got his doctorate degree, his medical license with a B minus average. He's certainly, or she certainly, more qualified to heal my broken leg than someone who's not, including myself. I would much rather have a doctor who made a B minus in medical school fix and mend my broken leg over me doing it myself. They're far more qualified. I just think that my way is better. I think my way is superior. And I'm not trying to come across as arrogant, but I'd only had 2 years to think about it 2 years ago when I was talking about this. I've had an additional 2 years and I'm up to 4 years now. Well, August 21st of 2024 will be 4 years sober for me. So, yay me. Hello, my name is Caleb Everett, and I'm no longer an alcoholic. I used to be, and I'm not anymore. And come August 21st of this year, I'll be 4 years. So, yay me. The reason I say this is because only from my firsthand perspective. This is just what I've done. I know it works. Now, maybe in the future, 10 years down the road, maybe my way will cause my head to just fall right off my shoulders. I don't know. Not being a scientist myself, I understand what the scientific theory is. I get it. I don't know how to do it the way they do it, but I understand what it is they do. Maybe 10 years from now, 1,000 people decide to try Caleb's way, and 10 years on the dot, maybe their heads just roll right off their heads because they did it Caleb's way. So you might be asking, well, what's Caleb's way? Mine's real simple. In fact, mine is so simple, and it makes it far less painful. I see people who go to AA, and I've seen the movies, and I know people in real life, and I know movies are different, but a lot of stuff in the movies, it's real similar to the people I've seen in real life. Um, they have these 12-step programs, these 12 steps, of which I don't even know what they all are. I know what a couple of them are, but inadvertently, I've read them, but I don't remember them. Inadvertently, I kind of used them myself. It just made logical sense to me. But my way is basically this: you decide, you and only you decide on your own. And as long as you love life, and most people do because they're still alive, I'm not going to get into people having, the S word, wanting to off themselves. That's a different topic, which I'm fine with talking about, but I'm not going to, that's a different topic. Most people that are alive now, they look forward to another day. They're still here. They keep going. So, you, as a person who loves your life, who wants to make tomorrow better if you can, when you acknowledge that all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time, once you realize that and you see it sinks into your head, quitting is easy as pie. The hard part for me, and I'm not going to lie, the first week. Well, before I get into me quitting, let me just give a I'm going to make it real. I thought about how much to go, and I'm not going to a lot of detail, but a brief history of my alcohol consumption. I never got drunk until my senior year in high school, and I did it twice. I got drunk one time in my buddy Kevin's house at his mom's place, and I had 2 beers, and I barfed in her sink. And the other time I don't even remember because I just only twice. I'm not like most teens. I just didn't experiment at all with it. Um, I started drinking a little bit after high school. Once I graduated, moved out on my own, moved in with my cousin Rich, and my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was all heartbroken. And we drank on the weekends. That's what typical teenagers did. I met my kid's mother. We drank in our courtship, which wasn't very long. And long story short, we had Parker when I was 21 and she was 19 or 20 and 18. 20 and 18 or 21 and 19. I can't remember. I think it was 21 and 19. So we had Parker young. 2 years later, we had Hayden. 2 years later, we had Blake. 2 years later, we had London. Our 10-year marriage, we didn't really drink, like, at all. Towards the very, very end, when I bought the big $250,000 house, and in 2006, $250,000 will get you a hell of a lot more house than it'll get you today. It's a big house. It's where boomers were at the time. It's where 50 and 60, 40, 50, upper 40, 50, 60-year-olds were. It was a nice place because I'd started my business, and it had a wet bar in it. And towards the very end, we kept a little bit, and we drank a little bit. But for the most part, the 10 years, I never drank. Once we got divorced, yes, I started drinking, especially on weekends. I was in rebellion mode. Met my second wife shortly thereafter. No, for those wondering, I didn't even know Samantha before when I was going through the divorce. I didn't meet her until the divorce was over. I met her at the Super Bowl party the year after our divorce was finished. If we divorced in 2007, it was 10 months in October. It was finally finalized. I didn't even meet her till the football, whatever, the Super Bowl. So February of 2008. We married that same year. We drank quite a bit. Not necessarily every day, but we drank quite a bit. Our marriage lasted like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. Then she left. Then I was heartbroken. Yeah, and I started drinking more, just depressed. But then when Parker did his stunt in 2013, he was stolen from me. That's when my real drinking, my heavy drinking started. That shattered me. It broke my spirit. They stole my son. They pissed me off and so bad that it's still lingering today. That was 11 years ago. I did that for drank professionally, lost everything for about 7 years. 4 years ago, at age 43, in the height of the pandemic, August 21st of 2020, I was in Willis, Texas, and I decided this is bullshit. My gut was swelled out to here. My arms looked like they're pencil arms. My nose was red. My joints were swelling up. I'd have to wake up and I'd have to like pop all my knees and all my knuckles, and it was just ugh, it was gross feeling. I knew it was going to be tough to quit. I didn't know how tough, but I knew it was going to be tough. But so one of these, eventually on August 21st, I'd just been into crypto, taking it seriously for 1 month. I bought like made an account, bought like $300 worth. And the next one I knew, I said, all right, this is going to suck, this is going to suck, this is going to suck. And basically I just went, and I jumped in, I quit. Cold ass turkey, cold turkey, quit. And for a week, the first week sucked. It sucked bad. I'd say 80 to 90% of all the agony and the pain of quitting, the sweats, the shakes, maybe I just take one drink and just start over tomorrow or start over next week. For a week, it sucked so bad. But after a week, it started not being quite so bad. About literally day 7 or day 8, I was like, huh, this is kind of cool. I've got a whole week without alcohol. And then after a week, I quit having the night sweats. I mean, I'd go to bed and I'd stay up late because my eyes are watering and I'm got the jitters. And I'd finally, just out of sheer exhaustion, I'd fall asleep for an hour and I'd wake up, my sheets are soaked, not from piss, from sweat. No matter how cold or warm it was, I was sweat. That went on for a week. And about, I want to say, between 2 and 4 weeks after, I made an announcement on this channel. It's not a standalone video, but I'd just gotten my sailing certificate. I took a week-long course and got my ASA 101, 103, and 104 certificates for sailing down in Galveston. I was out there in Galveston Bay, and so is either the end of August, if you want to look it up, it's on this channel. End of August or 1st of September of 2020, and I'm in the hull, the bottom of a boat, and I'm talking about what I'm doing at the very end. I was scared to say this. I thought, here it is. I don't remember if I was a week or 2 weeks or a month or something like that. I announced, and I thought, well, this is it. This is it. It's real now. Because I didn't acknowledge it publicly that I didn't have a problem at that time. But then 30 days or 60 days, I started going live on my channel, just documenting what I was doing, what I was feeling like, how much better I felt. And then the rest is history. Stayed like that started exercising about a year and a half into it. Blaine came to live with me on my sailboat in South Florida, and he was into bodybuilding. He got me into bodybuilding, and I'm 2.5 years into it, and I look like this now. For an old fart like me, I'm pretty jacked. But anyways, that was my alcohol history. But once I quit, I'd made up my mind that all alcohol was all poison to all humans all the time, forever and ever. Amen. And it's ever since then, it's been easy, like easy to stay quit. I looked up the definition of alcoholic or alcohol use disorder, some people call it, and the rough de why can't I say that? The rough definition of alcoholism or alcohol use disorder or an alcoholic is someone my own Google search, or I used Brave if it matters. My own Brave search said an alcoholic is a person who has a strong desire to consume alcohol or a physical need to consume alcohol. I neither physically need it nor do I have a strong desire. I don't even have a unstrong desire. I don't even have a weak desire. I have zero desire to poison myself with alcohol. Because remember, what did I say? And yes, this is a trick that a lot of manipulators use. And yes, I'm going to keep saying this throughout this video is all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. Repetition is something that tricksters use, and I'm acknowledging that I'm using it because it works. And I'm not trying to trick anybody because I'm not trying to sell anything. Short of this channel being me being a YouTube partner, and getting paid off advertising or YouTube Red or any whatever they call them, super likes or whatever they're called. I'm not selling hats. I'm not selling anti-alcohol pins, or I'm not selling anything. I'm just telling you how I quit. And I have to admit, it is aggravating a little to me when people come at me with, "You're wrong, Caleb. Once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic." And my number one question that I've usually asked right off the bat is, who told you that? Who told you that? I really want to know. And in addition to that, who told you that? Why do you Bill W people who come at me like that? Why do you tell me that? What do you think I'm going to just well, by golly, I'm wrong. Maybe I need to just go get drunk and start all over, do it your way, and become an alcoholic. I mean, I don't understand why would you do that? I would hope in the future, if my way, whatever you want to call it, the Caleb way of being alcohol free, where you're not ever tempted like at all, I would hope in the future, if someone else finds a better way, people don't that follow the Caleb way in the future say you're wrong because Caleb Everett said blah 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 blah, and you're if they find a better way, try it. That's all I'm asking. And whether you decide to try it my way or not, it doesn't affect me at all. I couldn't care less. Like I don't know you, or I'm sure I know some people in the. I'm talking to the general public, people I don't even who happen to watch this. I don't know you. I just think you could live a hell of a lot better, more productive life, and not be such a dick to your own children, your own family, if you just quit and try it my way. Again, I'm not trying to just shit on Bill W. and AA. Again, I give them a solid B minus. But the people I've seen that try it their way, I don't understand why they go to these meetings. To me, it's as if they're trading a really horrible addiction for a far less damaging addiction. Their addiction meaning they constantly have to watch what they're doing. I can't go into that bar. I can't go into that restaurant because they serve alcohol and I get tempted. I don't want to get tempted by alcohol because I'm afraid if I fall off the wagon and get drunk, then I'm just scared and oh my God, I need to go to a meeting. Like they all do it. I mean, I'm being a little dramatic, but they all you see it in the movies. I know people in real life. I need to go to a meeting, which is fine. Again, I'm happy you're recovered. But what is the first thing the AA people do when they start the meeting besides their prayer or whatever? They go around the room and they say, "Hi, my name is Joe Blow and I'm an alcoholic." "Hi, Joe," or "Hi, Joe, welcome to whatever. Glad you're here," something like that. The first thing they do is they raise their hand and they tell a lie. Now, maybe they just hung up the bottle last night and they're not lying. Maybe they are an alcoholic and this is their very first meeting. They're ready to get serious. Again, good for AA people. I'm glad you're putting out loads and loads of alcohol-free B minus people. Excellent. I simply am shooting for A plus because of my way. Once you realize that all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time, you realize you don't want to be poisoned because poison means you're sick and you want to live. You want to have a better life for yourself in the future. So it's why would you want to make yourself sick and poison your body when you want to have a better life? You don't want to blow the money on alcohol. Once it sinks in that you're poisoning yourself every time you turn it up, every time you tip that bottle or crack that beer, and yes, beer, wine, hard liquor, it's all the fucking same. All of it. Yeah, there's different concentrations of it, but it's all ethanol. It's all poison. Don't let anybody fool you. There's no such thing as a safe alcohol. Believe me, as a former alcoholic, I looked it up. When I realized there's a problem, I was going to have to go through withdrawals if I quit. Maybe I can find diet alcohol. Maybe I could find caffeine-free, sugar-free alcohol. Bullshit. It's all poison. All of it. I'm saving you a lot of Googling. I mean, you can look it up for yourself, but you can take my word for it. I promise I'm right on this one. But all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time, no matter what kind of brand it is. So, where was I? I was talking. The AA people. They're a solid B minus. Again, they pass. They're alcohol free. Good for them. With my way, I can go into a restaurant. I can go to a friend's house. I can go to a group of friends that are all boozing it up, and not one time will I ever succumb to peer pressure and accept a drink. Oh, that's what I was talking about. When you go in these alcohol free Bill W people that go to these meetings, like let's say you've been dry 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. The first thing they all say is they raise their hand and they tell a lie. They haven't had an alcohol in 10 years, but they tell a lie and say, "Hi, my name is Joe Blow and I'm an alcoholic." That is a lie. You're not an alcoholic. You've been brainwashed to think that because, like the thumbnail that I chose for this It shows somebody whispered that. Somebody said that sometime, long time ago. I don't know when. And someone else believed it. And someone else repeated it. And so they repeat it, and someone else heard it. And so they repeat it. And it's this same cycle that's been going on for a long time, to the point that brain dead people think that they're going to do some kind of good in the world by attacking me on my own channel on something I said 2 years ago, that I'm not an alcoholic, by telling me you're wrong, Caleb. You're wrong. Maybe you should go read some AA literature. Once you're an alcoholic, you're just recovering now. Bullshit. I'm fully recovered. The definition of alcoholism, as I've stated when I first opened up, the definition of an alcoholic is somebody who has a strong desire to consume alcohol, or has a physical need to consume alcohol. Since I happen to be a human being, so I check that box, I don't have a strong desire for alcohol. In fact, I shit on it quite often, both online, social media, and in real life. And I don't have a physical need for it. Obviously. I mean, for crying out loud, at 47, you don't have a body like this if you're an alcoholic. I promise you, you don't. This mountain I climb all the time, twice a day minimum, got a 300 to 400 foot rise from the bottom. You can't climb this all the way up here. You can't do it every single day. There's a reason my calves look like that, because I don't drink alcohol, I don't consume alcohol, and I don't have a desire for it. So that's what I mean by they tell a lie right off the bat, and they don't even realize it. Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm an alcoholic. Hi, so and so. Here's your validation. Like, give me a fucking break. I don't need a validation. Well, I don't know why anybody would. You get your validation somewhere else, from your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, or your kids maybe even. But at an AA meeting, I'm just saying, you can try it you can do it the old way, or you can try it my way. You can get clean and always be tempted and fight that temptation, or you can never be tempted because you've realized what? Oh, that's right. All alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. If you want to live, if you have a desire to live a better life tomorrow and make your net worth better, or make your relationship with your wife or your husband better, then it's real easy. You make up your mind, it's just poisonous. And it makes it real easy. It makes it so easy to stay quit. It's never hard, like ever. And I would dare say that even if I did get drunk, which there's no reason in the world unless someone was paying me, I wouldn't be off the wagon. In fact, I'll say this. I've thought about this for a lot over the years. I don't think anybody ever would, but let's just say for shits and grins, someone is a Bill W. type, and they had more money than God, than they knew what to do with, and they just felt like proving me wrong. What if someone said, I'll offer you $10,000 to go get drunk and prove that you're not an alcoholic? I wouldn't take it. I would not take $10,000, because the poisoning of my body is not worth $10,000. Now, $50,000. I used to say it'd have to be $1 million, but I think if we were to raise it in multiples of 10, from 10,000, 20,000 probably wouldn't, but I would do it well before $1 million. If someone paid me $50,000 worth of Bitcoin to get drunk, I would get drunk as shit on this channel live, and I would have a good time, because let's face it, let's be honest, alcohol's fun for about that long, maybe a few hours. It's fun for about that long. It is, and I'm sure I'd have a good time, 'cause that's the reason anybody does. The reason I did it makes you feel good temporarily for that long. Then you got the hangover, and the older you are, the harder the hangovers are. But yeah, if someone's crazy enough to wants to prove that my ways are full of crap, and once you fall off the wagon, you're gonna be an alcoholic again, drinking all the time, bullshit. I'll take your fucking money. You hand over the 50,000 in Bitcoin. I'll get drunk as shit on this channel, and then as soon I'll end it when I pass out, and then I'll go live the next day and show you my hangover, and then to prove it, I can't stay live obviously 24/7, 7 days a week, but to prove a point, I would be willing to go live like 3 times a day, like every 8 hours, prove that I'm not drunk, and I'll never do it again. And by golly, thanks for the $50,000 worth of Bitcoin, and also to prove childishly that I'm right. I know I'm right because all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. Say it with me together, class. All alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. That's right. Give yourself a round of applause. Well done. Well done, class. All right. How's everybody doing? We're 30 minutes in. I think I figured out how to block the dickheads that keep prank calling me and messing up my feed. Knock on wood. There's one more thing that I'm going to try tomorrow. I don't want to try all the. I looked up on YouTube on how to do this. There's like 4 different things you can do. I'm on number 2, I believe. There's 2 more things that I can try that I haven't done yet, but I didn't want to try them all because I wanted to find out which ones actually will actually work. So knock on wood. We're 30 minutes in. If I do go blank, I'm going to talk another probably 30 minutes. If I do go blank, I'm just going to keep going as long as y'all can hear me. It's just what happens for some reason when someone calls during this. It fucks it up. So, anyways, I will take some questions or whatever you want to talk about. The only thing I will not talk about is how is Parker, how are the kids, other than to say they're doing just fine. The lovely Miss Dannon Day Terra is here. She's one of my, I think Miss Mary might have been in here. I can't remember if I saw her or not. Those are the mods, and they'll either, if you ask a dickhead question that I'm not going to talk about, she'll either delete it or she'll correct you and say you didn't talk about it because I don't talk about it. So anyway, how y'all doing? Oh my goodness, we got a little bit more of a lively group here this time. My little old channel's growing a little bit. It's kind of fun. Aaron says hello. Saya Diakite, hey. Michael Audie, 4 years strong. I assume that means you're 4 years sober. Well done. Dorian Mabry, what's up? Same thing, Mr. Dorian. JJ, what do you think about someone drinking 3 to 4 beers a week? I'm glad you brought that up, JJ. The people who tell me that I'm an alcoholic, now hear me out. I haven't drank in 4 years. I never drink. I never have a desire to drink. Yet I'm the alcoholic. Versus someone like JJ asked here, what do you think about someone who drinks 3 to 4 beers a week? Are they an alcoholic? I don't know. Are they? They drink. If they drink 3 to 4 beers every week, that means I assume you says a week, so I assume that means every week. They drink regularly. They drink. Period. So are they an alcoholic? I probably not. If that's all they drink, probably my guess. I'm just being honest. So I truly think probably not. But let's look at it from a different perspective. I never drink, like ever, 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 under any circumstance, unless someone pays me 50 grand, then I'll do it. But in other words, I never drink. So some people would say I'm the alcoholic, somebody who never drinks. They'll also say, well, no, it's just 3 to 4 beers a week. So, no. So they're saying that I'm the alcoholic, somebody who doesn't drink at all. And somebody that does drink 3 to 4 beers a week is not an alcoholic. To me, that's fucking backwards. It makes no sense at all. Why in the world would you say somebody who doesn't drink at all and hasn't in 4 years is an alcoholic when they don't drink at all? And in the same breath, like JJ here asked, this chick, drinks 3 to 4 beers a week religiously. Who's more likely to be the alcoholic? Me, who never drinks, or this person that JJ brought up, someone who regularly drinks every 3 to 4 beers every single week? Who's more likely to be the alcoholic? Now, in reality, I don't think drinking 3 or 4 beers a week makes you an alcoholic. I don't know why you'd bother. Why would you waste the money? Why would you put even a tiny bit of poison in yourself? I don't get it. I think that's a Hollywood bullshit thing that Hollywood's thrown on us They make it cool. Kid Rock makes it out drinking alcohol, getting drunk so cool. And believe me, that's coming from a former Kid Rock fan. But I'm just not. I like his old music, but anyway, I don't want to get off on that topic. Michael Audie, my mom died of alcohol poisoning at 47 years old. I'm sorry to hear that, Michael. I'm 47. That'd be like me dying. How I will say this, Michael. I truly believe had I not quit when I did, I'd be dead. So I love that game as a kid. Oh, the telephone game. Girl for Real 82. Hey there, what type of food do you like to eat? Lots of protein. I like to eat sweets, even though I shouldn't, but as long as I burn them off, fresh fruit, steak, medium well, um, baked chicken. Oh, and Mexican food. Hole in the wall Mexican food restaurants that are not part of a chain are my all time favorite restaurants. Austin Schultz, you should invest in MREs so you don't have to buy food every day. I've had MREs before. If I had a place to keep them, I would, but I've got that itty bitty car. I'm a prepper, so eventually, when I build my own log cabin with my own two hands, I plan on having some MREs. But even with MREs, I know not a lot of the new ones now don't have any preservatives because they're freeze dried. But I've had them and they're not the greatest. I mean, I know they're better than starving to death, better than McDonald's. But bada bing, I love weed, but I know it'll take me to hell. Oh, I don't think it will. I've never been a big weed guy. I don't have if somebody's gonna do one or the other, smoke weed or drink booze, I'd much rather than smoke weed. But even then, even some of a lot of the stoners, the older ones I know that have been stoners their whole life, even those people are starting to say, it's not nearly as bad as alcohol, but it's not exactly healthy. Again, if you have a heart, you have a death in the family, and you're freaking out, and you got a presentation at work to give, or else you lose your whole family home, and you're just freaking. Yeah, if you need to relax, smoke a joint. Who gives a crap? I just wouldn't get hooked on it. Michael Audie, some people don't believe in change. You keep doing you. You're doing great. Well, thank you, Michael. Austin Schultz, my dad brought home a Cuban guy because he taught people how to drive semi trucks, and his student made chicken with beer, and it was nasty. Yeah, we used to call those drunk chickens. You just click the beer bottle or can open, and stick it up the chicken's butt, and let it stew for about 3 or 4 hours. When I was a kid, I thought it was cool, or kid, young man, 20s, teens. I thought it's okay, but Sarah Jane, Michael, Audie, sorry to hear the bad news. I lost a family to alcohol too. I'm sorry to hear that, Sarah Jane, and I'm so glad Miss Sarah Jane. She's been around a long time as well. Jamie Borg drinking a Corona while listening to this. LOL. Jamie, why are you doing that? You poisoning yourself? Well, I promise you, Jamie. If you watch the whole thing, my little jingle of all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. It's gonna stick in your head, and I have a feeling you'll give it up quick. Sarah Jane at AA, even after 20 years of staying sober, they will say, "My name is," and I'm an alcoholic. I have no idea what. Sarah Jane, I don't know either. I don't get it. And I will say this: I did talk to someone I know, a friend of mine, who did say that, and I don't remember the exact details, but again, me not being a professional, no, I don't know a whole lot about AA, but this person who I trust her judgment. She told me that Bill W. did not actually say that. It doesn't actually say that in the literature. And maybe it doesn't. I'm just going by what they say. But at the same time, they may not publish that. That may not be published in Bill W. propaganda, um, AA stuff. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. But like Sarah Jane just said, and like I've already said, everybody knows that whether you know somebody in real life, or you just showed up in an AA meeting or saw it on TV, it's all the same. They show up, hi, my name's so and so, and I'm an alcoholic. They could be clean, my case, 4 years, some case 20 years. Why are you saying a lie? Why are you saying I'm an alcoholic? You're not. If you don't drink and you haven't drank in years, you're not an alcoholic, period. Get that out of your head. That way you don't have to carry on that baggage. Why label yourself something that you're not, knowing that the result of doing that makes your brain think, oh, I'm an alcoholic. I can't be around alcohol. Don't go into this restaurant because I might fall off the wagon. Bullshit. Again, I can show up anywhere I want. I don't care who's drinking. I ain't gonna drink, unless of course you give me 50 grand, and then I will. But that's it. Blue, I watched the video yesterday. I assume you mean the Parker movie. Well, welcome to my crazy world, Blue. Chase Pinkowski, hello, Caleb. Christy Roberts, I have so much respect for you and for so many reasons. Well, thank you, Christy. Sarah Jane, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yes, that is what is, for those that don't know, that is what is known as the serenity prayer. And I think that's great. There's nothing wrong with the serenity prayer. I'll just read it again. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change. I can't change that I chose a horrible partner 27 years ago to start making babies with. I screwed up. I acknowledge it. I cannot change the fact that I chose alcohol years ago when they stole my son. I chose to deal with alcohol. I can't change that. The fact that I did it. I can change the fact I don't do it anymore. Uh, accept the things I cannot change. I can't change. I can't unring that bell. I can't unborn my kids. And the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom of the difference. I say get up the courage one time for a week. If you're an alcoholic, find the courage one time in your house and tell yourself, repeat Caleb Leverrett's propaganda of all alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time, and stick with it for a week. And let me know your progress. That'll give you the courage to make the change and the wisdom to know the difference. Once you're off of it, man, whoo, it feels amazing. The Fisted Waffle Z. Any addiction, no matter what it is, will be some of the biggest challenges for some of us. I'm so proud of you and anyone else here that is either sober or fighting to be sober. Well, thank you, the Fisted Waffle Z. Yeah, I'll always encourage sobriety. Um, I think maybe tomorrow, and I've talked about this before, maybe I'll talk about psychedelics tomorrow. That'd be my one exception. Some people don't even call that not being sober, even though you are blitzed out of your mind, but it's nothing like alcohol. Alcohol, they call it spirits because it kills your spirit. It's of Satan. It ruins you. It gives you regret and makes women and men take their clothes off and bang other people they shouldn't be banging. Psychedelics, on the other hand, the cool thing about psychedelics, I will say this, is you can do it sometimes once in your life, or once a year, maybe once a month, and you're good. First time I ever did psychedelics, I dropped one tab of LSD about a year into my sobriety, and it was amazing. And I didn't touch it again for, I don't know, 6 months or a year because I had no desire to. It's the way it opens your mind. It really it sticks with you. It's not addicting at all. The feeling of the knowledge you gain, that's addicting. But you don't feel like, now if you do, I have done it where I've taken a tab or two of LSD and then waited a couple days and taken some more and waited a week and took some more, and it's fun, but you don't get the effect. If you take too much too quickly without giving a significant amount of time, you don't get near the effect. There, if you'll wait a year or at least a month, but 6 months or a year, and then just one tab, and then you two tabs will just. I took 4 tabs here about 6 months ago, something like that. I swear to God, I hadn't had acid in quite a long time at that point. It was 1997 for like 10 hours. It was amazing. It was living life before I met my kid's mother. I got to experience life for 10 hours as if I'd never been in hell. Like, I've been in hell, and I got to go 10 hours without hell. And I haven't had any acid since. And that's been about 6 months. I'm due. I might have had it once. I think I'm due. I'm going to get a hold of my dealer and have that person ship me some up here somewhere because I'm being a little ornery, but I'm being a little serious too. Arp, greetings from Germany. Hello, Arp from Germany. Glad Germany's tuning in. Regina's retro reviews. Hi, Caleb. It is I. Did you relapse? You didn't relapse? Wait, is this a? Oh, it's a question. You didn't relapse, right? Is that supposed to be a comma? No, I've never relapsed. As far as, are you asking me if I've ever relapsed? No, never. Not one time. I'm willing to relapse once if somebody wants to attempt to prove me wrong and my method doesn't work. If you want to pay me 50 grand to prove that I can get drunk and I'll have fallen off the wagon and I'll just continue staying drunk, I'll take your money and I'll prove you wrong. I'll get drunk, take your money, and I'll go live every 8 hours for however long and prove that I'm not drunk and prove you wrong and prove that my method works. The only reason I'd poison myself ever would be to get a little ahead financially. Alex DeFritas, I was 11 when I saw the video of Parker, 21 now. Hope life is doing good for you. Well, life's getting better, Alex. Um, if I can get over being broke, or this broke as I am, I'll be doing better. Nut, how's life going for everyone? Soon again, it's kind of what I like Alex. As soon as Bitcoin decides to get off its lazy fucking ass, I'll be doing a lot better. Email Bacon. I've never drank alcohol ever in my whole life. Good, keep it that way. I'm trying to quit soda as well because it's liquid death, as some doctors call it. It's true. I quit. I don't know why, but actually I know why. My cousin Jody, he quit. He's never drank any. He's about 10 years older than me. I quit drinking soda in high school. I mean, I've had a few, but they make me sick. I just don't like them. Late, but I'm here now. Well, I'm glad you're here, Dannon. Alex, me smoking a joint and drinking a beer right now. Ugh. I mean, just pick, just do the weed, man. Stephen Z, LOL, they all do. My ex was an alcoholic denier. Yeah, that's something else that was in. I wish I could pull it up, but I can't because I'm using my phone. But part of the definition towards the end of is, like I said, somebody who has a strong desire to drink alcohol or a chemical or physical dependency on alcohol. And at the end, it says a lot of alcoholics are in denial. And some would, I think someone one time tried to use that against me as if I am the one in denial, as if I am the person who's not, he won't acknowledge that he's an alcoholic. And I'm like, that's fucking lame, dude. I haven't drank in 4 fucking years. I'm not. You're the one in denial. You're these people that keep saying this lie, once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Those are the ones in denial. They're denying that what they've believed is a lie. I've said this for years. Most people don't want the truth. They want a reaffirmation of, they want to be told that what they believe is the truth, and that's what makes them feel good. But if you tell them something that they believe to be true and you prove it's a lie, they can either deny it or accept it. When you accept it, you accept the pain of, damn, I was duped. If you deny it while seeing the truth, that's called cognitive dissonance. Stephen Z, except because I have to take medication she doesn't agree with and I'm a drug addict. Agree with, I'm a drug, hang on, except my ex was an alcoholic denier, except because I have to take medication she doesn't agree with. I'm a drug addict? Oh, man, use some commas there. and use punctuation so I know what you mean. I assume she's accusing you of being a drug addict when she's the alcoholic and you take prescription pills for whatever the doctor said was wrong with you. And in a fight, she accuses you. I mean, if I'm hearing that right, she's accusing you of being an alcoholic. And finally, just stop living that lie. They can stack cow shit, brother. That's right. Yeah, just get away from it all. I'm on zero prescriptions. The only drug, if you want to call it a drug, I take or I use is this Longhorn Snuff. And no, they're not paying me to say this. I chew tobacco, and I know, my lip's gonna rot off. Your esophagus is gonna get cancer. Your stomach's. I know. I've heard that for over 30 years now. And knock on wood, it hadn't happened. It may happen. It may in the future. So far, it hasn't happened, and it doesn't inhibit me. But I don't take aspirin. I don't no prescription. Certainly, obviously not alcohol. No weed. I mean, occasionally, I probably hadn't had gummies in 6 months to a year. I don't even. If I'd ever consumed cannabis, it was in the form of a gummy. 'Cause I hate cigarette smoke. I hate weed smoke. I just don't like the smell of smoke. Purple. Hey, Caleb, how are you? Purple Sam, I'm doing well. Purple. Steven Z, you're a good dude. I like your style. You like my stool? I like your style. Thanks, man. I try to be. Regina's Retro Reviews. Do you go for a hike sometimes a day? Yeah, I go hiking every single day. When I hike, it's a mile and a quarter to my car. But sometimes after I make that hike to my car, I'll just go into like just a hike, just a hike because I like to hike. That's why I've got these big ass calves now. Jr., what are your thoughts on smoking nicotine? I hate cigarette smoke. I hate cigar smoke. It smells nasty. Anybody I've ever been around that ever smokes, they can't climb mountains. They Some people get lung cancer without cigarette smoke, but anybody I've ever seen that smokes, their skin gets real gross looking, gets splotches, and you just die early. My grandfather died, I don't know, he's 71 or 2, and he got lucky, he got that long, but they cough, they stink, it's just, you can't perform. I mean, you can't climb mountains, that's for sure. I can't imagine, like, if your husband is a smoker and you're not, and he's trying to bang you and it just didn't work because he can't breathe. I mean, who would want that kind of sex life? It sounds awful to me. Stephen Z totally is. Not sure what that means. Regina's Retrofuse Hi Danon. Faloto, I'm not talking about that. Thanks for asking, but Purple Parker's fine. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Parker's fine. Everybody's great. I just don't talk about it. Stephen Z, the money is going to be life changing temporarily. Also, I assume you're talking about crypto money. That's entirely the point. I hope so. Another Stephen live right now. Yes, I am. Stephen Z, all alcohol is poison all the time. Yes, you want to say it again with big class? All alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. Think about that little jingle that the man on the internet on your phone told you, and remember that the next time you knock one back, and remember that when the next time you watch some goofy ass Hollywood guy trying to pimp out his like Ryan Reynolds pimping out his aviation gin. Think about that the next time you want to go support one of those clowns and poison yourself and potentially ruin your liver and ruin your relationship with your family. Just think about that. All alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. Makes it real easy to quit. Email Bacon, you should also quit soda. It's liquid death. I'd quit. I don't drink that shit. I drink water and coffee. Occasionally I have tea. When I go visit England, I assure you I'm going to have some proper English tea, and I'm really looking forward to that. But coffee, tea, water, main thing is water. Occasionally juice, like very occasionally, but I'd rather not drink orange juice. I'd rather just eat an orange myself. I can't think of any other liquids I would ever drink. Yellow trash bag. If so, sorry, I'll see myself out. Oh wait, drinking. Not gonna lie, I don't know if this is a sober space. You can drink all you want. It's your body. I mean, I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. But if you want to drink, drink. I would suggest you not. But I mean, I'm not gonna give you shit unless you give me shit and you ask questions and you just want to know my honest opinion. Yeah, I'll tell you. I think you're nuts if you're drinking. Steven, I used to drink up to 3 pints of vodka a day. Now I'm going on 4 years sober. Well done. And we got this another Steven here. Well done, man. I drank, yeah, I drank a half a bottle. Towards the end, I was up to half a bottle a day. Mazin, what's up, young man? Sometimes I don't understand why alcohol isn't considered a dangerous banned level of drug like all other drugs, especially when it's one of the worst. Mazin, I'll tell you why. That's a very good question. Alcohol is the drug of choice by American politicians and apparently a lot of European politicians. Just politicians in general love alcohol, so they keep it legal and they know people will always buy it no matter what. They proved that with Prohibition back in the 20s, Al Capone days. They've proved people buy it no matter what, so they keep it legal so that they can keep you dumb, fat, and broke, and they can charge taxes on it. And then when they arrest you, they can make they can get government contracts to have you locked up. True story. Maz, and also Caleb, you're old. Damn right. You're young, son. Purple. uh, y'all are just arguing. Crusherland, not gonna lie, I gotta agree with Purple. What are y'all talking about? Y'all talking shit about me? That's okay. Sarah Jane, 3, 4 beers a week, definitely not an alcoholic. Yeah, it's like I said, I wouldn't consider that an alcoholic myself, but my point was if I am an alcoholic and I don't drink at all, what does that make someone who drinks 3 to 4 beers a week? Logic would say an alcoholic, but I'm just being real honest. If you all you drink is 3 to 4 beers a week, I by no means would call you an alcoholic. I wouldn't advise you do it because it's just a little bit of poison instead of a lot of bit of poison. Crusher Land, this is live. I usually give my monologue for 20 to 30 minutes, sometimes an hour in the beginning, and then I go back and read. Since I don't have a whole lot of people here, it just kind of works out. I just go back and read all the comments at the end. Purple Sarah Jane, 3 to 4 times a week is alcoholic because it's consistent and an unhealthy amount of alcohol consumed. I happen to agree with you. It is consistent and it is unhealthy. I just don't. I wouldn't compared to where I was drinking half a bottle a day to someone who drinks 3 to 4 beers on the weekend. There's an obvious like on a weekend, and I did it every single day. They don't do it to go to sleep. They're doing it just to hang out with the guys or something. I'm just being real. I don't see that as an alcoholic, but they're far more likely to be an alcoholic than I am. I can say that because they drink and I don't. Crusherland, then his chat is way behind. Yeah, I'm way behind. I know I am. Yeah, I'll get there. I promise. Crusherland, I gotta go. Have a great day. You have a good day, Crusherland. Austin Schultz, I followed you on Instagram. You did. I don't get on Instagram nearly as much. Mazza, why am I just now realizing that all of my favorite artists end up dying or almost dead from drugs? Eminem, 16 years sober. Well done, Eminem. Post Malone, slowly stopping alcohol. Juice World, rest in peace. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know anything about that Juice World guy. I used to have someone with a username called Juice World, and they always thanked me for what I did and all that. I just don't know. I guess he's dead. Mac Miller, I heard of him. Don't know who he is. But yeah, I used to have a joke that you better go see all your favorite rock and roll and rap artists when you're young because they don't typically live long. It's a shame too. A lot of good talent just drinks themselves to death. Mazen, I've never had a sip of alcohol or done any drugs. Well done, man. Congratulations. Don't feel like you ever have to. Like, seriously, dude, I mean that. Well done, Mazen. I know you're young, what, 19, 20? Don't think you ever have to. You're not missing anything. I'll give this to Donald Trump. Again, I'm not the biggest Trump fan, but I'll give this to Donald Trump. He's never done drugs or alcohol either. Well done. Or that's what he says anyway. Jamie Borg, I know this is a serious topic, but I just thought I'd crack a joke. All right, cool. I like jokes. I'm nowhere near an alcoholic. Don't worry, okay? Mac Leahy, I don't know how you say it. Shrooms versus acid. In the case of sobriety, a la natural versus man made substance. Yep, no doubt about it. Acid is man made. No doubt about it. I've done very few shrooms, and I know there is a difference, and I don't claim to be an aficionado, but to me they're about the same. Some people call it a hard versus soft trip, a hard trip versus a soft trip. Some people say that acid is a hard trip, and mushrooms are a soft trip. I haven't done enough mushrooms to know. I've just only done it just a couple times, and it wasn't a whole lot. But you get the same general feeling. Karen Vankerford, looking good, friend. Well, thank you, Karen. New Flyer XD40. Do you like trains? I guess. Sabina as an equi. Did I nail it or did I nail it? I probably bombed it. Weren't you supposed to do a boxing match with someone? Yeah, I challenged Mighty May, Sam Daddy. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I challenged. I was just having a fit. I was just mad, and I challenged the little sack of shit, the big sack of shit, and I knew he wasn't going to answer. He never answered. I didn't expect him to answer, so I just took it down. I'm trying to. I know I need to get over it, so I was just mouthing. If he actually wanted to, I would. But Karen Van Kentford, I don't know what the weather is like there, but it looks nice, and I'm jelly. It's 95 here in Houston. It's 95 there, and probably 80 to 95% humidity. At the moment, it's about 70, maybe 72. Just got here. It was like lower 50s when I woke up this morning. It's beautiful. So yeah, I don't know how you people stand it in the South. I don't know how you stand the heat. I was talking to Park earlier. It's 21% humidity here. He said it was only 93 and he was about to die. I said, yeah, well, Dallas, they're right on that edge of. Sometimes it's real humid in Dallas, like in Houston, and sometimes it's a little bit more dry, like West Texas, but it kind of varies. But 93 degrees and 195% humidity is murder. Purple, I did the Sam to let you know it's me and that you can call me that if you want to. I can't keep up with all that stuff. I just, like when Pana's on here, it his name's like really long. I say Pana. It just makes it easier. Cheyenne Welch, I don't like your ex-wife. Well, Cheyenne, that makes two of us. Christian Caleb, love or love and peace. Well, thank you, Christian. Austin Schultz, I'm trying to quit soda. I drink soda like once a month. Well, if you only drink it once a month, just have a tea, man, or die. Die. I just killed that son of a bitch. Keep it up. I'll murder you again. The Blind God, yeah, let's make alcohol completely legal, but we still have to fight just to get a little bit of wean. What in the world are you talking about? I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm sure that maybe it was a typo or maybe I misread it. I do that sometimes. Purple, we are not talking about smack, about you. We were chatting on colors. Oh, okay, I'm good. Kai Wo Ligma. I have no idea what that means. Bobby Dobbs, love the videos. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Bobby. Pokey Kyle 22, English or Spanish? I speak very, very fluent Spanish. I'm kind of people call me a grammar Nazi sometimes because I mock people with awful grammar. Because to me, grammar matters. But I speak a little bit of Spanish. I like the Spanish language. I'm not fluent in it. Muhammad Ali, what's up, Grandpa from Morocco? All right. Just here talking smack about alcoholics and only talking mild smack about the recovering alcoholics from the Bill W camp. PokeCal 22, no way, Ali, you're the greatest of all time. Oh yeah, I don't want to get into an Ali Mike Tyson. I know there are different generations, and there's people who've wondered who would, in their prime, who would be better, Ali or Tyson. And I respect both men, but I have to go with my man Mike Tyson just because I'm just a Mike Tyson fan. I just think his boxing amazes me, his philosophy on life amazes me, even some of the poor choices the man's made fascinate me. He's hilarious. Mazen, what's the 27 club? We ain't making it past 21. Juice World died on his 21st birthday. Oh. Well, why? I don't understand. I don't know why people would want to glorify that, dying young. That's not for me. I don't want to. I hope to be irritating people well into my 90s, maybe into my hundreds. Well, Austin Schultz, I hate the heat. You and me both. Superior 901 boat. I live in California. It's 103 and 20% humidity. Well, I'd rather be in 103 and 20% humidity than in 93-degree heat and 100% humidity. At least when you sweat, it dries and it cools you off. Karen Van Kent Fort, I'm a boxer. When you gonna come to the gym and go 3 rounds with me? You scared? LOL. I bet I'd put up a better fight than Mr. May. Karen, you're gonna get me in trouble. I have to say this: you're a girl. You can't fight as good as boys. I remember you telling me you trained with some boxer, or I remember you telling me that. I'm just giving you shit. Austin Schultz in New York, we had almost 90-degree weather and like 40% humidity. I wouldn't want to be in New York. Nothing personal, but man, you talk about send me into the Twilight Zone. Ugh, I'd lose my shit. The older I get, the less I like crowds. I can't stand it. Purple, he's doing good. Yeah, I can't discuss Parker or the kids. Maz and Eminem almost overdosed and was 5 minutes away from dying. He relapsed and stopped again because he realized that he needs to be there for his kids and not with their crazy mother, Eminem's ex. I knew he had a drug problem. I don't know his story that close, but I mean, he's a little out there on some things. But overall, I've always liked Eminem. Even he does some liberal bullshit occasionally. I kind of I don't have to. I'm not an absolutist on some things. I think he's a fantastic person. I think he's had an amazing career. Certainly had a big influence on a lot of people, and yeah, especially now that I know, and I knew before you said that. I did know he was sober. I just didn't know how long. But I think I'm glad he's sober because that just means his talent's going to be around for a long time. He's going to be around for a very long time, pissing people off. I think that's great. Hello, Tammy. Sorry you're late. That's all right. Maz and Kayla and Eminem, personal live are almost the same. Oh man, yeah, maybe. Well, he's just a hell of a lot more wealthy. The blind god. No, I was saying a little bit of weed. I was making a typo there, but it's okay. No biggie. I figured it's a typo. Purple Caleb, you don't want to know what ligma means. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't even want to ask. I'll just Google it later. Mazen, Floyd is the greatest based on achievements. Mazen, are you just trying to be thick on purpose, or are you just trying to be a little doucher? Floyd Mayweather's a douche. Dan De Terra Parker's grown doing well. Yeah. So Sabina, I'm probably butchering that. Oh yeah, I said your last name, Esnawekwi. What are your thoughts on tobacco? I'm addicted to it, and I shouldn't be, but I love chewing it. I don't smoke it, but I love chewing it. And I'll give you a little hint. That can that I showed you earlier, there's only one flavor by one company that I'll even dip anymore. I've tried every one of them, or just about all the major ones. I can't stand any skull. Certainly despise Copenhagen. I don't like mint. I don't like long cut or straight. I like long cut mint by Longhorn. That's it. If they ever go out of business, quit making it, that'll be when I quit. I agree with George Carlin on people who smoke cigars. It's just a big dick. I think they're probably just need to go ahead and come out of the closet. Talking shit about cigar smokers is fun, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Austin Schultz, Mike Tyson, or Jake Paul. Well, duh. I can't stand Jake Paul. I'm actually a little embarrassed for Mike. I'm really kind of disappointed in Mike Tyson for even accepting that. I get it. You need the money. Of course, can't imagine why Mike Tyson would need the money, but I get it. But I was I just actually hope Mike Tyson just puts him in the hospital. I can't stand that guy, Jake Paul. Dory Mabry, I've got to get going. See you later. Take care, Dorian. Tammy, yeah, okay. Pokey Kyle 22. Who do you think will win the boxing match? Jake Paul or Mike Tyson? Please pick Mike. Mike Tyson all the way. If Mike Tyson doesn't win, it's rigged. And if Mike Tyson loses, it's rigged. Mike Tyson has to win. Jake Paul's not a boxer. He's a fake boxer. He's got some determination. He's a talented guy. He's a brilliant social media. What do you call it? Advertiser. What? There's a word for it. He's brilliant at something. He's just not a professional boxer. He's a wannabe. He's brilliant at talking shit and creating social media hype and making money. I'll give him credit for that. He's a douche, but he's not a boxer. He's not, or certainly not a professional boxer, even though he's boxed some. I mean, I've boxed some, but I don't consider myself a boxer. Karen Vankenfort, Termite Watkins. Oh, yeah. And really, because I'm a girl, I'm sorry, Caleb, but it's giving scared. Is that a typo? Yeah, because you're a girl. Girls just can't hit. I'm sorry. It's just a fact of life. Genetically speaking, biologically speaking, generally women are not as strong as men, physically speaking. That's just a fact, generally. The Blind God, Eminem actually made a new song that's actually pretty good, believe it or not. I agree, The Blind God. I heard that the other night, or I saw it came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a month. I laughed. I thought it was great. He's calling out some bunch of sissy wokies, and I thought it was great. Bobby Dobbs, Caleb, weird question. Do you prefer pickup trucks or cars? I'm always a pickup guy. I drive a little tiny 30, 40 mile a gallon Volkswagen right now, but that's just because, I went through family court. I got broke. But I've always driven pickups. Black Knight, who was calling you last night? What a jerk. I have no idea. They called like 30 something times in 7 minutes. The Blind God, you ever tried pouching? It's basically the same thing as dip. It's just a little less messy because you don't have to spit a bunch. I have, but I mean, obviously I'm not worried about spitting a bunch. I just spit out in the forest. I just don't like them. And I want to quit someday, but I don't have enough want in me at the moment to actually do it because I know it's a lot more addicting for me than alcohol was. And I remember quitting alcohol. It was hard. It sucked, but I don't want to go through it right now. Maybe when I've got my own land and I'm building my cabin and I've got something to keep my mind. But at the moment, what y'all see me doing right now in this hammock, I do loads and loads and loads of this all day long, and I don't feel like quitting Snuff at the moment. It's the only thing keeping me sane. Maz and Floyd will never get the respect because of his ego. Yeah, that's it. But he has an undefeated record. Beat the most world champions in history. Greatest defense. Never been knocked down. Never been uh, hit clean sides besides once. Again, I don't doubt. I didn't say he wasn't a good boxer. I said he's a douche. He's just a douche, dude. I just don't like douches. And Floyd Mayweather's a douche, in my opinion. I don't even know that whole lot about him. I've just what little I've seen, he's just a douche. Black Knight, he blows his money. Who Mayweather? I have no idea. Brandy D sends $1.99. Well, thank you, Brandy D. What was that for? I do appreciate it. By the way, if you people like donating, I've said this before, by all means, and if you have the means to do it. But I always have to repeat myself. If you are wondering where the milk money is going to come from, or you're wondering where rent's going to come from, do not ever send me a damn dime. In fact, don't send anybody, man, that sun's getting bright. Don't ever send anybody any money as far as charity goes. If you enjoy this and you're good on cash, by all means, sure, I'll take it. Thanks. I do appreciate it, and it'll go to good use. But don't ever think that you have to, feel sorry for me. I got to get out of the sun, y'all. Probably gonna need it. Oh shit, we're 76 minutes in. I'm probably need to go for too long anyways, but thank you, Brandy. Purple Caleb, what's your favorite song of all time? Ooh, I don't know. It's anything by Enya. She's my favorite artist, so probably Only Time by Enya. Yeah, I'll say that. I'd be happy if I had to die and go into a loop like a purgatory and I had to listen to one song all the time, it would be anything by Enya. But if it had to be one song, it would be Only Time by Enya. Black Knight Caleb, what's your favorite band? It used to be The Offspring. I still like their music. I'm just real pissed off at them what they did to their drummer during COVID's. I love Guns N' Roses. That was the shit when I was growing up. Um, oh, people put me on the spot like this. I don't remember. If you were to list a bunch of names, I can tell you whether I even heard them or I like them or not. Thank you, Dannon. Pokey Kyle 22. What are your thoughts about Roy Jones Jr., the boxer? I like Mike Tyson as a boxer. I know of a few boxers, but I don't keep up with boxing as a whole. I don't know who Roy Jones Jr. is. Maybe I've seen him fight. Maybe I've heard the name, but it just doesn't ring a bell. It's like I've heard of the Dallas Cowboys, but couldn't tell you who plays for them. I just don't keep up with them that much. Hasn't even Logan Paul asked Mike Tyson if Floyd is really that good, or is he just overhyped and overrated? And Mike said, yes, he really is that good and will always be one of the top greatest. Well, somebody made the comment of him always being such a doucher. He's always having to walk around with bodyguards. And Mike Tyson, he's just one of the people. He's when he walks around in his own. I mean, he's famous no matter where he goes, but he doesn't have to worry about having bodyguards necessarily because he's respected by the people, and it's true. I'm just a normal person, and I'd have respect for him. I'd love to shake the man's hand. The blind God, dude, there's worse things you could be addicted to, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, you're talking about as far as chewing tobacco? Yeah, it could be a lot worse. I could be, addicted to smoking it, and there's no way that's going to happen. Pokey Cal 22, my dad stopped drinking and smoking for 6 years, and tobacco, you got this, you can quit, believe in yourself. Again, when the time's right and I make up my mind, I will. It's just not right. I'm not going to quit. I will not. I have no desire to quit while I'm on this mountain living in a tent. Karen, I got to get out of here. Good night. Let me know if you stop being scared of my little girl ass. You're a mess. All right. Thanks, Karen. Take care. Jacob Washam, Caleb, have you ever watched Two Turn Tony? Nope. Never heard of it. I don't even know what it is. Mazin, he's a douche, but he's the greatest. Biased out of the way, he's the best. Okay, again, I'm not saying he's not a great boxer, but I'd rather be Floyd Mayweather and be a douche, but actually be good at boxing, than be Jake Paul and be both terrible at boxing and a douche as well. So yeah, from that point, good point, Mazin. He's better than Jake Paul. Bobby Dobbs, bye, Caleb. Take care, Bobby. Blondor, what do you think about Bon Jovi? I think he's part of the problem. Talented musician. I just think he's part of the elites. I think he took the shekels, and I just don't like him. I could be wrong though. I could be totally wrong. Again, talented guy. I grew up with his music. I just think he's part of the problem. Dan, and since we're mentioning music, do you like Dolly Parton, particularly her rock album? It's full of fabulous covers. This is going to be really controversial, but like 90% of the world, I've always liked Dolly Parton. She's just a sweet woman, a kind woman. She's a decent singer. Um, when she caved during COVID's and took the jab, took the shekels, I lost all respect for Dolly Parton. Don't care for her rubber tits and her fake everything, fake hair, fake. I know that's very harsh, but what those people did to us, I'll never forgive them for it. They ruined my relationship with Sade. I wasn't able to get over there. She wasn't able to get over here. And anybody who contributed that bullshit, I have resent for. And again, I know that's harsh, but tough shit. We're just all gonna have to man up, woman up. It is what it is. Tammy T, what about Journey? Caleb? Hell yeah, I love Dirty, of course. Sabina, I can't ever get your last name. I'm just gonna start calling you Sobana. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? I don't mind at all. I used to be a field service mechanic. I was a Caterpillar diesel engine field service mechanic for 25 years in the West Texas oil field, and I've got nothing left to show for it. Now I just live like a bum. I've got what little here on the mountain in a tent, and I sold my second tiny house. Blaine's in one of them. My first one, sold my second one after I flipped it, re- revamped everything, and I've got it all in the crypto market, and I'm banking on crypto. We're looking at one last final flush out dip right now. Crypto at the moment is like just below 60,000. It's been as high as 74 about 3.5 months ago, which was beat the previous all-time high set in 2021 of 69,000. So at the time of this recording, it is like I said, as soon as I got on, last time I checked, it's just below 60. I'm fully anticipating Bitcoin sometime in the next 2 to 3 months going, my just best prediction, hitting 180,000. Maybe it only hits 120,000. That seems kind of low to me. I think it should have gone to 120 last time, but we're gonna hit, I wouldn't say 190, 180, 190. I could be totally wrong and be pleasantly surprised and Bitcoin hit 250,000 bucks a coin. I don't know, but if it does, the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher the altcoin goes, which is what I am invested in, and that's gonna be what I do for a living. I'm gonna live off of my investment. Purple, gotta head out. Have a good night, Caleb. Stay safe in this crazy world, mate. Take care, Purple. Jacob Washington, do you watch WWE? A little bit when I was a kid. No. Austin Schultz, do you watch TikTok? I have a TikTok. I rarely get on it. If someone sends me something, I'll use it to look up some things, but it's not like my regular. It's not my regular go-to. You actually have a brain like Pokey Kyle 22. You actually have a brain. Mike Tyson is amazing. Oh, okay. The Blind God. Well, I never knew that, so I guess he'll learn something new every day. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Maz and the boys' first 3 episodes were not bad, but not great either. However, the Bear TV show is coming out soon. Mazen, I gotta admit, I think only 3 or 4 episodes are out at the moment on season 4 of the boys, and I hated it. It's just that one scene where they're all in that train, that centipede train, like, ugh. and fucking Frenchie's now a flamer, and the mute Asian chick, I forgot her name, like encouraging him to. I'm like, where is this going? Maybe it goes somewhere, but I'm just not impressed. I love the first 3 seasons. I'm not impressed at all. Season 4, and poor Starlight, that girl in real life, that all that work done. She's got that nasal, nosy nose sound, and I'm just not impressed. I'm disappointed. I may finish it eventually, maybe. I don't know. Tammy, that was saline in the shot she took. Who? Dolly Parton? Maybe. Um, if you watch, you want to know a little secret, go watch. I always forget the guy's name. He's a Welsh guy. Silence of the Lambs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In my mind. Anyway, he's the guy. It's still on his Instagram. It's still up. The chick, he's showing his Instagram. He's getting his jab, and the chick that's doing the parking lot, she fakes it. She pretends to put it in, and then she turns it sideways and goes and shoots the contents out on the out on the road. Um, Silence of the Lambs guy, y'all know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of his name. World famous Welsh guy, Stephen Taylor. You popped into my rabbit hole or reel watching, and your tag about alcohol intrigued me. Is this a pro or anti-alcohol? I'm from Milwaukee. Well, I guess you just popped on. Welcome, second, third, or fourth Stephen here. Usually what I do when I go live, I just started doing the lives again about 2 weeks ago, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. I pick a topic, whatever's interests me in the moment. I rant on for about 30 minutes, and then I just talk to people that want to ask questions or whatever. I am severely anti-alcohol. I despise alcohol. And if you go back and watch it, you'll hear this little jingle that I'm getting all my students to learn. All alcohol is all poison to all humans all the time. And when you figure that out on your own, it makes it real easy to quit. It's poisonous. Get it out of your head that you're even tempted by it. Once you realize it's poisonous, you're not tempted by it, you can be around it anytime you want. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be addicted to going to an AA meeting or scared to be going to make a business deal with someone because it's in a restaurant that serves alcohol and you might fall off the wagon. Fuck all that. It's in your mind. Once you get past the physical dependency, in my case, if you go back and watch, I talked about it. It lasts about a week. Once you get past that, make up your mind you don't want to be an alcoholic, you don't want any more. It's easy. Done. All right, kiddies, I'm going to have to, my phone's getting dead and my arm's getting tired and I'm kind of losing my voice, so I'm going to have to end this. We're 88 minutes in. I rarely, in the old days, like Madison used to like to bust my balls and rhyme. We like used to go like 3.5 hours. I just can't do it anymore. So, I was almost to the bottom there anyway. Lauren, I was happy to see him stand up for his rights. Thank you very much, Lauren. All right, cheerins. I will see y'all tomorrow. I haven't even picked out a topic yet. Might talk about psychedelics. I'm not an expert, but maybe. Just depends on what I've... Let me know in the comments. Any other topic y'all may want. If you don't mind, hit the like on the way out. It really helps out the algorithm. I'm not going to be one of those douchebags that says, please like and subscribe, guys. I love mocking those people. Anyway, y'all take care. Hasta mañana, hasta la taco. See y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Consider not hitting your cheerings. Bye.